They invited every major species in the galaxy to the council, except one, humanity. On paper, the reason was instability, volatility, cultural incompatibility. Off the record, they're too good at war. Keep them away from the table. So Earth crashes the party anyway. No fleets, no superweapons, just one small diplomatic team armed with chaotic logic, anxiety, coffee, and the accidental solution to the galaxy's biggest problem. By the time the Council realizes what humans really are, not monsters, not saints, but weaponized problem solvers, it's already too late to keep us out. The first line in the decree was simple. Humanity is hereby forbidden from joining the Galactic Council. The rest was just creative ways of saying, we're scared of them. In the Grand Halo Chamber, thousands of delegates floated, hovered, sat, or coiled in their seats, all facing the massive central holoscreen. It showed Earth, blue, white, small, and a string of simulation results scrolling beneath it like a galactic anxiety report. Simulation 882C, the Council AI droned. Scenario: humans admitted, given equal vote, limited military access. Result: 3 major empires destabilized, 5 minor border wars, 1 full-scale ideological revolution. Low murmurs rippled through the chamber. Simulation 910F, scenario: humans disarmed and given only cultural membership. Result: council structure undermined by mimetic influence, 4 client species defect, 2 economic collapses, probability of council dissolution 42%. The chair being of the council, a translucent jelly column named Verash, pulsed with cold light. They are too disruptive, too adaptable. They treat war like a puzzle toy. A warlike reptilian delegate hissed. They have fought more internal wars in a few thousand cycles than some species fought in their entire history. They innovate under pressure. They weaponize everything. A smaller delegate clicked nervously. Their media. Have you seen their media? They romanticize apocalypse. They imagine scenarios even our threat analysts find disturbing. The AI flashed another sim. Simulation 999X, scenario, full membership, restricted armaments, open tech exchange. The holoscreen filled with chaotic lines, battles, alliances, humans switching sides, then inventing a third side, then turning the war into a cooperative science project somehow. Outcome unknown, the AI said flatly. Model divergence exceeds safe ranges. Unknown. The word echoed, heavy. Verash dimmed. Is there any scenario where inviting humanity stabilizes the council? Silence. Then the AI replied, no. It wasn't personal. It was math. Terrifying math. So, we are agreed. No humans, no Earth at this table. We observe, we contain, we never, under any circumstances, allow them to participate. The vote pulsed through the chamber, unanimous. Far below, under its calm little layer of atmosphere, Earth rotated peacefully, completely unaware that it had just been banned from the biggest club in the universe. For now. Because bans only work until the banned party shows up anyway.
Okay, said Ambassador Layla Khan, staring at the intercepted council vote. So, they banned us. Her team crowded the cramped UN Task Force conference room. Screens showed alien text auto-translated into human languages, with the key line highlighted. Humanity, too dangerous for Council integration. Layla rubbed her temples. We haven't even met them yet. A military advisor smirked. Apparently they've, met our internet. God help them, muttered the tech lead. Layla paced. We have two options. One, accept it. Stay home. Hope whoever makes galactic decisions doesn't screw us over without asking. Two, asked the young diplomat at the back. Two, Layla said, eyes lighting up, we show up anyway. A hush. Then, that seems aggressive, the military advisor said, which was impressive coming from him. Not aggressive, Layla corrected. Assertive. If they're afraid of us because of war, we show them we can do diplomacy. You realize, the tech lead said, pulling up more council files, their entire reason is literally, you're too good at war. Then we prove we're better at something else, Layla said. We go as peace first, no military, pure diplomatic delegation. The room considered this. Will they even open the door? Someone asked. Layla glanced at the coordinates of the council station, the Grand Halo. Elegant. Massive. Smug-looking. We knock creatively, she said. Hours later, a retrofitted long-range ship, more jury-rigged than ceremonial, slipped into an illegal trajectory aimed at the hidden coordinates. In the engine room, the chief engineer patted the bulkhead. You can make it, sweetheart. One little FTL theft and nobody gets hurt. Remind me, the nervous pilot asked, how did we get their jump specs again? The tech lead grinned. They broadcast in a frequency they thought was subtle. Our radio telescopes picked it up as noise. We, disagreed. So, we're crashing a place that banned us, using stolen tech. Correct, Layla said, strapping in. But we're going to apologize nicely when we arrive. The stars stretched, twisted, vanished. On the far side, the Grand Halo hung in space like a luminous ringed city the size of a small moon. Inside the chamber, alarms went off. Unauthorized human vessel detected. They are waving. Indeed, on every external channel, the human ship broadcast one clear message. Hi, we heard you banned us. Can we talk about that? The galaxy's most powerful political organs stared. Humans had arrived, and they brought social anxiety instead of guns. For now.
The docking bay of the Grand Halo had never hosted humans before. The nearest equivalents were one very flustered predator species, 3 hypersocial traders, and the time someone accidentally let in a pack of sentient dogs. None of those prepared them for Layla's team. The docking bay doors irised open. The human shuttle, scuffed but proud, settled onto the platform. Alien security squads ringed the area. Drones, armored guards, shield emitters humming low. Remember, Layla said, smile. Open hands, no sudden movements. We're here to show them we're safe. The hatch opened. 3 humans stepped out, Layla in a clean suit, her nervous junior diplomat Jin, and Captain O'Reilly, present for security, but ordered to keep his gun on the ship. Layla walked forward, hand extended. To the humans, it was a universal gesture of greeting. To half the species watching, it looked like a challenge display. The lead security officer, a spiny insectoid being, flinched back. His translator crackled. Human, you reach for my weapon arm. Layla froze. Oh, no, that's just, we shake hands. She demonstrated lamely with Jin, who nearly tripped. On the observation balcony, delegates whispered. They touch each other aggressively as greeting? They're establishing dominance through limb entanglement. A cold-blooded species complained about the humans' body heat. A telepathic species tried to taste Layla's surface thoughts, got hit with a violent mental flash of her rehearsing speeches in the shower, and recoiled.
Chaotic internal monologue. Loud, sharp. Ow! Captain O'Reilly noticed the layered ring of drones. They sure rolled out the welcome mat, he muttered. Be nice, Layla hissed. The council chair, Varash, descended in a floating platform, glowing with restrained irritation. Humans of Earth, they said, you were not invited. We noticed, Layla said. We came to talk. You stole drive specifications, Varash said. You leaked them into space. We collected them. A murmur. Some delegates actually flickered with reluctant admiration. You banned us, Varash said, for being too good at war. We're not here for war, Layla said. We're here to show you that the same creativity we use to not die horribly under pressure also works for things like diplomacy, engineering, and not letting your galactic projects fall apart. Your simulations say otherwise, Varash replied. Then maybe your simulations are wrong, Layla said. The chamber gasped. Nobody said that to the council. Varash's glow dimmed dangerously. You come here uninvited, argue with our judgment, display casual theft, and claim our models are faulty? You wonder why we see you as a threat. Layla opened her mouth to respond, and the station shuddered. Alarms blared. The council AI's tone changed. Unscheduled spatial breach detected. Origin, Voruun Swarm. All defense grids compromised. On the outer view screens, something huge and wrong slid into normal space. The galaxy's nightmare had arrived. Humans hadn't even finished their intro, and the whole system was now on fire.
If a black hole could dream of being a jellyfish, it would look like the Voruun Swarm. A vast, undulating mass of glistening dark matter and luminous filaments. It moved like a slow tide, but hit like a meteor storm. Space around it bent, twisted, screamed. On the Grand Halo's tactical display, it loomed. "Confirm identity," Varash snapped. The AI didn't hesitate. Voruun mega-organism, subswarm designation, devourer class. Last recorded appearance, Council War era, 3,000 cycles ago. The warlike reptilian delegate hissed, scales flaring. "We sealed them beyond the barrier!" Apparently, the AI said, they found a way back. The swarm reached with tendrils of hungry gravity. Ships in its path warped, stretched, and compacted into glittering debris. Lila stared, mouth dry. "Is that normal?" "No," Varash said. "This is extinction level." Defense grids spun up. Lances of energy streaked through space, punching holes in the swarm's outer layers. It simply flowed around them, matter re-knitting like slime. Swarm mass remains above critical threshold. If it reaches the station, structural integrity will fail. "So we run?" Jin whispered. "There is nowhere to run," Varash said. "It eats systems." Panic rippled through the delegates. Species that had spent millennia in careful stalemate suddenly shared the same expression, helplessness. "Deploy Council fleet," someone shouted. "Useless," the war delegate spat. "Last time we lost half our strength before the Atronyms sacrificed their star to seal it." Lila looked between the screens in the shaking room. "Wait," she said slowly. "You're telling me your solution to this thing last time was throw an entire sun at it?" "Correct," the AI said. "And now?" "We do not have a spare sun," the AI said. Her brain went into overdrive. Okay. Human, this is council business now. You have made your point. You may leave via evacuation corridor." "Evacuate to where?" Lila shot back. "If this thing eats systems, we're all lunch." She turned to Captain O'Reilly. "What do we have?" "In the shuttle?" he asked. "A coffee machine, a faulty shield generator, a busted comms amp, and a box of protein bars." Jin added weakly. "Also the prototype universal translator core. It keeps, misreading sarcasm as threat." On screen, the swarm accelerated, sensing dense matter.
The AI calculated silently. Time to contact, 11 minutes. The council scrambled into arguments, old rivalries flaring. Who should lead? Who should be shielded? Who could be sacrificed? Lila looked at the mess and did the only human thing that made sense. She ignored the people in charge and went straight for the tools. "Captain," she said, "give me that coffee machine."
Let me get this straight, Captain O'Reilly said, dragging the coffee machine across the shuttle floor. You want to plug this into an alien telepathic amplifier and the station's shield array and snacks? Yes, Lila said, already yanking open access panels. Also the translator core, don't forget that. Jin clutched the translator unit like a cursed artifact. This thing barely handles 3 languages without panicking. Are you sure? No, Lila said, but we've got, 10 minutes? 8, the AI said over the intercom. Also, what you are doing violates 17 safety protocols. We weren't invited anyway, Lila muttered. Consider us freelance. She sketched on the bulkhead with a marker, crude diagrams of overlapping frequency bands. Okay, listen, she said. The Voruun, big spooky space jelly, operates on some kind of semi-telepathic, semi-gravitational network, right? Correct, the AI said grudgingly. It coordinates through distributed psionic resonance and localized reality shear. Sure, Lila said. Techno-magic. Now, your fancy telepathic amplifier there, a nearby alien tech cradled the device nervously. This is a Council Mindweave relay. It is not designed to... Great, love that for us, Lila said. We feed it into our translator core, which tries to interpret meaning out of whatever messy thought soup it gets. Then we push the output through the station's shields as a modulated field around us. That sounds like nonsense, Jin said. Yes, Lila agreed. On paper. But the swarm is basically a giant organism made of nervous system and appetite, right? It reacts to patterns. And you propose what? The AI asked. Talking to it? Not talking, confusing, overstimulation, cognitive overload. She smacked the coffee machine. And this baby provides the jitter. Unsteady power supply, heat noise, glorious human chaos. We turn your neat, clean telepathic projector into an over-caffeinated nightmare and aim it at the swarm. O'Reilly blinked. You're going to give the cosmic horror a panic attack? Exactly, Lila said. Or at least a migraine. An alien engineer buzzed in distress. That is not how we use these systems. That's why you keep losing to it, Lila shot back. Varash's image flickered onto the shuttle wall. Human, if you destabilize our shields... Got a better idea? One that doesn't involve spontaneously manifesting a star? Varash pulsed, torn. Time to contact 5 minutes, the AI said. Plug it in, Varash said. If we are to die, we will at least die in a new way. Comforting, Jin muttered. Cables snaked, devices hummed. The coffee machine gurgled in protest, then began feeding its uneven power and electromagnetic noise into the telepathic relay. The translator core whined as it tried to parse an entire alien station worth of overlapping panic. Targeting the swarm. This is highly inadvisable. Welcome to human problem solving, Lila said. On 3. 3, O'Reilly said, hitting the improvised switch.
The grand halo shuddered, but not from impact. A pulse of something rolled out in all directions, invisible, but everyone felt it, a sudden pressure behind the eyes, a taste like burnt sugar and static. Every telepath in the station screamed. "What have you done?" a psychic envoy howled, clutching their head. "Opened a group chat," Layla grunted, gripping the console as the translator core spat out nonsense. On the main display, the Voruun Swarm recoiled. For the first time, its smooth, relentless advance hesitated. "Swarm behavior changing," the AI reported, voice strained. "Internal resonance patterns destabilizing." The relay's output waveform looked insane, jagged, irregular, full of spikes. "What are we sending?" Jin asked. The translator core answered, flickering its tiny holographic interface. "Meaning density exceeds capacity. Approximate content, fear, curiosity, jokes, arguments, cooking tutorials, conspiracy theories, existential dread, memes, love letters, cat videos, historical commentary, and 3 million variations of what if." "We're hitting it with the internet," O'Reilly said in horror. "Not on purpose, but sure, let's claim that." The swarm writhed. For an entity used to simple gradients, hunger, proximity, resistance, this was new. It tasted a billion strangers' thoughts smashed together. It tasted stories. It tasted humans imagining it, fearing it, drawing fan art of things like it. It tasted narrative. And it choked. Swarm filaments flared, trying to sort signal from noise. Every attempt to form a single coherent response spawned 1,000 contradictions. It slowed. Then it curled. On the tactical feed, the devourer-class mega-organism folded in on itself, its tendrils wrapping like a sleeping animal protecting its core. "Is it attacking?" Varash demanded. "No," the AI said slowly. "It appears to be entering hibernation state, like prey animals under extreme sensory overload." "You gave a cosmic predator a brain fog nap?" Jin whispered. Layla slumped. "I think we just made it binge-watch the whole of human thought in one go. I'd need a nap too." "Field output stabilizing," the AI said. "Station shields intact. Swarm retreat probability rising." Delegates stared at the display. "They stopped it," the reptilian warlord said, incredulous. "With what was that?" "Improvisation and disturbing imaginations." Layla looked up at Varash's projection. "Tell me again," she said, breathless, "why you banned us?"
The Grand Halo felt different after almost being eaten. Quieter, edges a little softer. Delegates moved slower through the glowing corridors, murmuring into comms, replaying the tactical feeds. In every replay, the same thing stood out. The moment the swarm flinched. In the debrief chamber, Layla sat at a curved table, nursing a cup of something the AI insisted was compatible stimulant fluid. It tasted like licorice-flavored battery acid. She kind of liked it. Across from her, Varash pulsed, dimmer than usual. "The Voruun Devourer has withdrawn," the AI said. "Residual field resonance remains. We may have conditioned it. Future incursions are less likely in this sector." "So we saved your home. You're welcome." Varash pulsed in a way that translated loosely to an eye roll. "Your method was reckless, unpredictable, dangerous." "Accurate," Layla replied. "Also effective." The war delegate bared teeth. "You meddled with an ancient threat using kitchen appliances." "Welcome to human history," Jin muttered. The telepath envoy leaned forward, still rubbing their temples. "Your species thinks too loudly, too flexibly. When you mixed your mental chaos with our relay,
It became something else. A weapon? Voruun asked sharply. A tool, the telepath said. A problem-solving blast. Unfocused, yes, but potent. The swarm met a universe of possibilities all at once and chose withdrawal. Layla shrugged. Don't overthink it. We heat things up, we break things. Sometimes we fix things by accident. It was not an accident, Jin protested. It was Frankenstein, but it was still a plan. A panicked plan 5 minutes from extinction, the war delegate said. That is not strategy. That is, gambling with extra steps. And yet, the telepath said quietly, no one else in this chamber even considered trying. Silence. Voruun's glow flickered. You proved our models correct in one respect. You are too good at war-adjacent thinking. We didn't fight it, Layla pointed out. We judo-flipped it with ideas. Exactly, Voruun said. You weaponized thought in an untested way in minutes. That is terrifying. Layla set down her cup. So what now? Do you double ban us? Too good at war and also accidental sorcery? A few delegates actually admitted amusement signals. Voruun turned to the chamber. Opinions, they asked. The war delegate growled. Let them leave. Tag their system as high-risk anomaly. Never engage again. The telepath shook their head. We owe them, and we may need them again. The swarm is not the only thing beyond our models. Others chimed in. Fear, gratitude, resentment, curiosity. Through it all, the AI listened. We cannot simply pretend they do not exist. They are now entangled with Council history. Voruun pulsed. We must decide if that entanglement is an asset or an infection. Why not both? Layla suggested. The chamber went very still. The Council had rules for everything. They did not have rules for the banned species just saved everyone with a suicidal coffee machine trick. So they made a new emergency session. The chamber filled again, the Voruun threat map hovered in the center, now marked with a large dormant zone that made everyone feel uncomfortably indebted. Voruun addressed the assembly. By law, humanity remains banned from membership, they said. However, events have complicated that ruling. A murmur. Layla stood in a guest ring, translator drone hovering at her shoulder. She felt dozens of alien eyes on her, judging, measuring, wondering. We must reconsider the grounds of our decision, Voruun continued. We feared their capacity for war, their unpredictable tactics, their improvisation under pressure. Today, those traits preserved this council and all who rely upon it. The war delegate slammed a clawed hand onto the rail. And tomorrow, they could turn that improvisation against us. Look at them. They treat existential threats as puzzles. Not helping, Jin whispered. The war delegate pointed at her. See, they are flippant. Layla took a breath. May I speak properly? She asked. Voruun hesitated, then pulsed assent. Briefly. She stepped forward. You're right to be afraid of us. We're afraid of us, too. We've done terrible things to each other. We've also dragged ourselves back from those things over and over, sometimes barely. She gestured at the swarm map. Here's the thing you're missing. We're not just good at war. We're good at not dying. Those are different skills. One is about breaking. The other is about fixing under impossible conditions. You cannot separate them, the war delegate spat. Yes, we can, Layla said. We just did. We didn't attack your monster. We confused it until it left. She turned slowly, making eye contact with as many beings as she could.
You're right to be afraid of us. We're afraid of us too. We've done terrible things to each other. We've also dragged ourselves back from those things over and over, sometimes barely. She gestured at the swarm map. Here's the thing you're missing. We're not just good at war, we're good at not dying. Those are different skills. One is about breaking, the other is about fixing under impossible conditions. You cannot separate them, the war delegate spat. Yes, we can, Layla said. We just did. We didn't attack your monster. We confused it until it left. She turned slowly, making eye contact with as many beings as she could. You're right to be afraid of us. We're afraid of us too. We've done terrible things to each other. We've also dragged ourselves back from those things over and over, sometimes barely. You're right to be afraid of us because your simulation said we'd break your balance of power. I'm telling you, your balance was already broken. You were just too proud to admit you couldn't handle what's out there. A wave of discomfort rippled. You call us chaotic, but you're the ones pretending the universe plays by your rules forever. Spoiler, it doesn't. We're just the first species you've met that already lives like that. Voruun pulsed sharply. What exactly are you asking for? Honesty. And a seat. Maybe not a full membership. Not yet, but an acknowledgement that you can't keep the too messy species in a shoebox and still be ready for things beyond your predictions. The telepath envoy spoke up, surprising everyone. She is correct. Our models assumed we could anticipate every threat. The swarm proved we cannot. The human's presence expanded our response space. The war delegate scoffed. So we make them our attack dogs? Try it. See how that works out. The chamber picked up a new note, wary respect. The AI chimed. Proposal. Maintain human ban from full council membership. Create new status. Emergency creative asset. Limited access. Called upon only in extreme scenarios. Like a fire alarm, someone muttered. Like a last resort, someone else added. Layla frowned. So we're your contingency plan? Yes, Voruun said bluntly. You are the species we break the glass for when the universe throws it as something we do not understand. Jin whispered, That's kind of metal. Layla folded her arms. And what do we get? Voruun pulsed. Access. Limited tech exchange. Observational presence. Influence without full vote. And the ability to scream at us when we are being stupid. Layla considered it. It wasn't justice, but it was a foot in the door. Deal, she said.
The official document was titled Resolution 7 to Infinite, Designation of Species 314 Humanity as Emergency Creative Asset. Unofficially, everyone called it the Break Glass for Humans Act. Layla's team got a tiny office on the Grand Halo, tucked between a waste management routing node and a cultural archive. They filled it with whiteboards, tangled cables, a stolen council coffee machine, and a hologram of Earth. So, Jin said, reading the resolution, we're banned from normal politics, barred from forming factions, forbidden from bringing weapons, and only allowed to intervene when they unanimously agree they're screwed. Accurate, Layla said, sipping alien caffeine. Also, we get access to most of their threat logs, science archives, and emergency channels. O'Reilly grinned. We're the galaxy's unofficial "oh shit, call the humans" hotline. On the station, rumors spread. Did you hear? The humans can hijack reality with kitchenware. They can make thoughts into weapons. They defeated the swarm by projecting their anxieties into it. One young alien officer, curious, wandered into the human office. So they asked, what is it like being your people. Layla considered. Exhausting, she said. Half the time we're terrified, the other half we're pretending we're not. And yet you keep moving, the officer said. Creating, fighting, repairing. Yeah, Layla said. We're stubborn. It's our thing. The AI occasionally pinged them. New anomaly detected in Sector 4 Delta. Probability of standard response success 18%. Would you like to look at it? They always said yes. Sometimes their ideas were terrible. The council vetoed them. Sometimes their ideas were brilliant. The council stared, then reluctantly implemented them. Every success made the ban look more awkward. Every failure reminded everyone why humans shouldn't be allowed to drive unsupervised. Through it all, the Voruun Swarm slept at the edge of the map, its last dream a planet full of manic primates shouting, "What if?" into its skull. The galaxy settled into a new kind of uneasy. Not just afraid of humans, afraid of needing them.
Months later, Layla stood once again in the Grand Halo Chamber. This time, nobody was trying to throw her out. The map hovering above showed a new threat. A rogue AI cluster in some distant sector, behaving like a god in its own sandbox, rewriting reality rules for local systems. The council debated endlessly. The AI pinged Layla privately. "Do you have an idea?" it asked. "Yes," she said. "You're not going to like it," she explained. They hated it. They did it anyway. It worked. After the celebrations and arguments died down, Verash floated beside her on the balcony, watching the station's interior lights dim for rest cycle. "When we banned you," Verash said quietly, "it was because we thought you would destroy our fragile balance." "You weren't wrong," Layla said. "We probably will." Verash pulsed in alarm. "Not with guns," she added. "With questions, with new ways of doing things, with being deeply annoying about not dying." "That is what we fear," Verash admitted. Layla nodded. "It's also what will keep you alive when the next impossible thing shows up. The swarm, the rogue AI, whatever's after that." Verash turned to her. "You are still too good at war," they said. "But I begin to suspect that is only a symptom." "Of what?" she asked. "Of being too good at refusing to accept that a bad outcome is final," Verash said. "You fight in every domain, with weapons, with ideas, with jokes, with coffee." She snorted. "Yeah, it's a problem." "It is also," Verash said slowly, "why you will never truly be rid of you." Layla smiled, a little tired, a little proud. "You never had us," she said. "We were always going to show up, whether you liked it or not." Verash pulsed in what the translator suggested might be the council equivalent of a sigh. "Perhaps," they said, "instead of banning you from the council, we should consider changing the council to survive you." She raised an eyebrow. "Careful. That sounds dangerously like growth." Verash chuckled, an odd musical vibration. "Do not get used to it," they said. "We are old. We adapt slowly." "Good thing you've got us then," Layla replied. "We're fast." She looked out at the stars. "Too good at war," she murmured. "Maybe, but if we're lucky, we'll get even better at everything we can do before the war starts." "Is that a threat?" Verash asked. "Depends who's listening," she said. Somewhere far away, beyond even the Voruun's reach, something else stirred. It would come, eventually. When it did, the galaxy wouldn't just have fleets and predictions. It would have humans, and that might be the scariest advantage of all.